Hey guys, Kristine Mirelle here. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. I just got done talking to some musicians and it actually brought up this really great conversation because I was like, how come you haven't been able to, book shows, or how come you haven't been able to start performing? How come you're not making money? There's so many talented people out there, and these particular musicians are very talented. I'm like, how come you haven't been able to do it? And they shared, well, no one's done it for me. I haven't found anyone that can book my shows. I haven't found anyone to do all the work for me. And I told them, I was like, listen, you can do it all on your own. You can be an independent musician. You can do it independently. You don't need, anybody else to book your shows. In fact, it's an advantage if you did it on your own. And they were very adamant about, no, I can't do it unless, other people are doing it for me. And I thought I would talk about this because I run into this a lot. Like, there's a lot of singers and musicians and bands out there that are like, we haven't found someone, that would discover us or make our career happen. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is a disadvantage if you let someone else create your career. There's something very, very special about building your own career from scratch. Now, it can be harder because it takes a little bit of time for you to learn how to book gigs and learn how to go out there and, know what to say to venues or know how to put together a show. But when I tell you it's going to take a little bit of time, it can take you like weeks to figure it out. Like, we have Google these days. You can Google how to put together a show. You can Google how to book a gig. You can Google how to find agents. You can Google how to present yourself, to get live shows. There's all that stuff, guys. We're not in a time period where it's hard. This is like only specialized knowledge. Like, this is knowledge that you can find from a quick Google search. And by allowing someone else to do all the work for you, you're now at the mercy of them. So I'll give you some examples of why this isn't good. One, let's say they're just, lazy, for example. I've met so many people that are like, you know what, my manager isn't doing what he should be doing for me. I hear that all the time, that someone has a bad manager and that sort of thing. So if you're letting your manager dictate, your career, they're the ones out there pursuing gigs, and let's say they're just not really doing it. They don't care. They're not you. Only you can really put in all the effort and energy into getting your career going. And if they're not putting in the effort, then now you're suffering because you're waiting for them to do it for you. And the same thing is as venues. If a venue decides, hey, we don't want to book you this month, we only want to book you next month, and only one show. Maybe they were booking you 3 times a week, and maybe now they're only going to book you once a week. Well, if you don't know how to go book other gigs, you're out of luck, because it's not like you can get like unemployment, or that they have to it's not like a regular job. They can cut you off whenever they want, and if you don't have the skill set to go find other gigs, you're stuck. And that's why it's such an advantage for you to learn on your own how to book gigs, how to find venues, how to be your own manager, how to be your own agent. And on the way, yes, you can meet other agents that'll get you gigs, find other venues and managers that'll get you gigs, but it doesn't mean that you put all your career in somebody else's hands. And it's just not a smart business move, and frankly, it's just really lazy. Like, a lot of the people that I meet, I'm like, really, like, if you want to make your music career happen and you really are as passionate about it as you say you are, go out and do the work. Like, go out and do it, and you'll be doing yourself a favor, because also you can negotiate your own pay. You don't have to be paying an agent or a manager a percentage. And another thing that I've run into is sometimes, if you're just bumping heads with an agent or a manager, maybe you're bumping heads with people at a venue. Maybe you don't like playing at a venue very much because, the clientele isn't, very fun. Or maybe they're making you sing songs that you don't like very much. If you're at the mercy of that venue, or you're at the mercy of, hey, this is my only gig, I have this one gig and it pays my bills and I don't know how to go book other gigs, well, then you're stuck playing somewhere that you don't really want to play, simply for a paycheck. And I don't think that's why the majority of us are doing music, is for a paycheck. We're doing it because we love it. We're doing it because we're passionate about it. We're doing it because we want to do something that we really enjoy for a living. And if you're playing somewhere that you don't want to enjoy, or you're dealing with somebody that you don't want to deal with, sometimes dealing with certain managers or certain agents or producers or whatever it is that you're dealing with, sometimes you keep your mouth shut and you don't say what you really think, or you allow people to disrespect you because you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you. And the thing is, if you're having to put up with people disrespecting you or venues that you don't like or whatever it is, frankly. But then it's totally defeating the purpose of being a musician, of doing what you love for a living. So my whole point here is, guys, stop waiting for somebody to discover you. Stop waiting for somebody to do all the work for you. Stop doing that. It's lazy and it's not empowering. And you know it's going to be incredible when you book your own gigs and you choose your own hours and you choose where you want to go. You pick those cities where you want to perform. You pick those countries where you want to perform. And guys, it's very possible and it's very probable. And a lot of people think, that sounds like a great concept, Kristine, but that would be really hard. It's not hard. If you have a little bit of talent, it's not hard. Google it, guys. Google it. You know, I work one-on-one with a lot of students as well. You can hit me up to talk to me about it if that's something that you're wanting to chat about. But other than that, you can find most of what you would like to find about booking gigs, guys, on the internet as well. So do the work. Empower yourself. Empower yourself by learning, you know, the tips and tricks online on how to book gigs. And guys, it's not difficult. It's very like step-by-step process. You don't need to go to school. You can learn everything that you need to learn within a few weeks, guys. It's not difficult, okay? So my advice today is stop with the mentality of thinking that somebody, again, has to discover you, do all the work for you, you know, book your gigs, put your show together, all that stuff. Empower yourself. Take it on to yourself. If this is something what you really want to do, that you really want to do, you really want to do music for a living, then go out and do the work and make it happen. You will thank yourself and you'll thank me later if you follow my advice. So, all right, guys, good luck, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.